Have you ever just stopped and realized how utterly exhausting it is when you let average people, or even just a sudden piece of bad news, completely dictate your energy? You know the feeling. You get hit with a minor insult, or maybe a plan falls apart at the very last minute, and boom, suddenly your entire day is derailed. And why does that happen? Because you just couldn't hide your reaction. You literally handed over your power. Well, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to reconstruct exactly how you handle the world. We are looking at the architecture of what makes someone completely mentally unshakable. I want you to really think about this for a second. Have you ever noticed how draining it is when average people control your mood? I mean, it is exhausting to constantly wear your heart on your sleeve. Every single time someone rejects you, ignores you, or doubts you, they're looking for a reaction. They expect the anger, they expect the frustration, and they definitely expect defensiveness. But what if you just stopped giving them what they want? In this explainer, we're going to break down how to actually protect your peace, stop showing your hand, and become a truly untouchable force. Now, modern Stoic mental resilience is not about turning into some cold, heartless robot. That is a huge, huge misconception. We aren't talking about emotional numbness here, or unhealthily shoving your feelings down into a little box. What we are talking about is self-mastery. It's the ability to manage your emotional reactions under pressure so that you are the one maintaining control. It's all about developing an emotional discipline that massively increases your confidence, your focus, and ultimately your long-term success. Okay, let's dive straight into this. Here's our blueprint for achieving absolute emotional control today. Mastering the pause, calm in the chaos, the silent observer, learning to stop defending your choices, handling betrayal, and finally, winning silently. Step 1, mastering the pause and taking away their power. Listen, intense emotions like anger or deep jealousy, they're totally natural, but they will absolutely destroy your reputation if you let them dictate your immediate actions. When someone tries to get under your skin, they're beating you. They expect you to react with anger and defensiveness because that gives them power. But the Stoic reaction, it's simply breathing. Imagine someone throws a nasty verbal jab at you, and instead of snapping back, you just take a deep breath, give a calm, knowing smile, and say absolutely nothing. By doing this, you completely strip away their power. You've essentially short-circuited their attack. And honestly, it's a level of control most people just never master. Step 2, calm in the chaos. Commanding the room. I want you to visualize a seriously high-pressure scenario. You're in a crucial workplace meeting. The stakes are sky high. Maybe a major client just pulled out and the entire plan is totally fallen apart. The average response? It's exactly what you'd expect. People start panicking. They're screaming, they're talking over each other, complaining about whose fault it is, and just completely overreacting. All logic flies right out the window in pure, unadulterated chaos. But then there's you. While the world practically burns around you, you've trained yourself to stay perfectly, totally composed. You just lean back, you breathe, you observe. Your silence and your calmness will naturally command that entire room without you ever needing to raise your voice. You see, when everyone else is emotionally erratic, the person who stays totally calm becomes genuinely dangerous and incredibly powerful. They become the anchor in the storm. Which brings us to step 3, the silent observer. Talk less, watch more. I remember being dragged into this incredibly heated, toxic argument with a peer a few years back. My very first instinct was to jump right in and aggressively defend my position. It's so tempting, right? You just want to prove you're right. But instead, I chose to sit back in total silence. And you know what happened? Without me giving them anything to push back against, they just kept talking and talking until they completely exposed their own underlying insecurities. It's wild. Every single conversation really features 2 types of people. The ones frantically talking, trying to sound smart, and desperately seeking validation, and the person quietly gathering information. People will always expose their true intentions if you just give them enough silence to fill. And this brilliantly illustrates a core truth. The listener always wins. When you finally stop feeling this desperate need to impress everyone in the room and you simply sit back and observe, you gain a massive, undeniable edge. It's like you can see the whole board clearly while everyone else is just staring at their own chess pieces. All right, step 4, stop defending your choices. Preserve your emotional energy. Think about the massive, immeasurable amount of emotional energy we waste every single day trying to explain ourselves to people who are fundamentally uninterested in understanding us. Why do we even do this?
The hard truth is, the people who actually understand and respect you, they don't need elaborate explanations. They get it. On the flip side, the people who are committed to misunderstanding you, they're never going to accept your explanations anyway. They'll just poke holes in your logic just to keep the drama going. So explanations are largely useless. You never, ever need to bow your head or beg for someone's respect.
The strongest people naturally demand respect simply with their presence. You don't need to loudly justify your existence. You just let your results do all the talking. The people who are the absolute hardest to defeat are almost never the loudest ones in the room. They are the ones who stay focused, execute their plans, and let their silent success speak volumes.
Step 5. Handling betrayal. Cutting the cord.
Unfortunately, human nature dictates that people might switch up on you the exact second you stop being useful to them. It happens. And when trust is broken, your first impulse is usually this huge tidal wave of emotion. But listen, here is how you should never react. Do not react emotionally. Do not frantically demand closure, and definitely do not launch into a dramatic, fiery argument. When you do those things, you're literally handing the person who betrayed you the exact validation they're craving. You're showing them they still have deep control over your mental state and freely offering up your valuable emotional energy. Instead, I want you to run the Stoic protocol for betrayal. Number 1, do not react emotionally at all. Give them absolutely nothing to feed on. Number 2, cut the cord and completely sever the access they have to you. And number 3, keep moving forward in total absolute silence. Give them no explanation and offer them zero closure. By not offering any comfort or dramatic reaction, they are going to truly feel the overwhelming weight of your strength in your silence. And finally, step 6, winning silently, the results of emotional discipline. At the end of the day, emotional discipline is your ultimate armor. By actually managing your reactions rather than unhealthily suppressing them, you avoid making poor, impulsive decisions. You build this cold, stoic mind that stays completely composed under intense pressure, preserving your energy for the things that actually matter. You become someone whose peace simply cannot be stolen. So, out of everything we've covered today, mastering the pause, staying calm in chaos, being the silent observer, stopping the endless defending of your choices, or handling betrayal with silence, which of these steps do you honestly struggle with the most? And more importantly, which one are you going to consciously practice today the very next time you feel your emotions spiking? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep practicing that pause, keep protecting your peace, and I'll catch you next time as we continue to break down the ideas that level up your life.